All right, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to the New Year show on My First Wings Radio, The Biz with the Witcher Rockstar on the mic. And right now, we got the boy Driicky Graham on the line with us. What's going on, man?
Yup, man. You already know who it is. Your boy DRIICK to the Y, Graham. Yes, I am. You tuned in with David Dwayne. It's a homie of mine. Let's get this started. You know what I mean?
Most definitely. Thank you for coming back on. I didn't think we was going to get you before the year went out.
Nah, 100. Nah, man. You already know what it is, man. Me and you, we do this interview shit, so that's, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing.
For sure. So now, the last time we talked, we was in Philly. Well, I guess last time interview we talked, we was in Philly. Everybody definitely liked that interview and stuff like that. And we talked about how you were just waiting a little bit to put out more singles, but they were coming. I didn't know you was going to come back with some heat, like Cool Down and Shut It Down. I love them records right there.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate that. Yeah, man. Like I was saying, is that I think that everything is about timing, so I didn't want to throw out, like, too much at a time. But I think that we definitely came back strong, me and my team. You know, shout out to Phantom Boys, because we've been working our asses off in the studio and everything with this grind now. But, you know, with these two records, with Cool Down and Shut It Down, I think they definitely made a different impact. They definitely, like I said, I wasn't going to come back with the same type of formula with snapbacks and tattoos. I definitely was going to bring something diverse to the table. And I think that both of these records, although the names may be similar, like Cool Down and Shut It Down, they're completely different records, and they still hold their own against other records in different categories. So, you know, I think that a lot of people that listen to them enjoy them, and they got the idea what I was coming up.
Definitely. So now, you talked about, you know, your team's been working. You got new management, as we mentioned before, Phantom Boys. How's everything been with working with new management versus old management? We're not going to go too deep on that, but how is this situation better than the last?
No, 100. Now, you know me. I'm just always going to keep it 100 and put it out there. So it's like it ain't even nothing I'm ashamed of speaking about. But it's just the fact that, like, you know, my team now, I believe wholeheartedly in everything that we've been doing. Like, we turned all the negativity around. And for anybody that's going to hear this interview, I was dealing with somebody before that you know what I'm saying, that you just got to have people in your corner that you always could trust. And I wasn't dealing with somebody that was trustworthy. And I wasn't dealing with somebody that was their name is not worth dropping, but at the same time it's just you know what I mean, just always keep somebody in your circle that you can trust at all times. But, you know, speaking on the positive note, like me and the Phantom Boys, me and my you know, Mel, of course, official, that's like my big bro, you know what I mean? Like, we've been turning a lot of the negativity around. We've been, like, pretty much like revamping the whole Driicky Graham brand and the music and the quality of the sound and getting everybody involved and getting the campaign strong and back together. So the movement is just crazy right now. I can't even really, you know what I mean, speak on everything that is to come. But, you know, so far everything has been like, you know, blessings. Everything has been like in high hopes. So we just been out here just taking everything over storm. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's been like a crazy movement.
Definitely. And, I mean, the last time we talked, I know you wanted to go overseas a little bit more, but you definitely went overseas. Tell our listeners, like, where have you been, like, overseas-wise since the last time we all talked?
I think since we talked, like, the Germany trip, oh, man, this is a crazy-ass trip, by the way. Not only because, like, that flight pattern is so long, but, you know, it's just basically like, you know, Munich was definitely a different experience. You know, anybody that's over there, shout out to all the fans that's out there in Germany and Munich and anything like that. But, like, we went over there. I had a great time. The only thing that was weird is the time difference, of course, like, you know, being on American time and your body adjusting to that, you know what I mean? That's a little different. It gets a little weird. But, you know, the girls out there were amazing. The fans out there were amazing. You know, so I definitely had a good time, although it was a little, you know, difficult at first trying to learn the language and trying to understand a lot of the culture out there. But, you know, we adjusted and everybody had a great time. The show was great. They definitely really appreciate hip-hop, which is something I really appreciate that, because when I get that energy from the fans, it makes me go harder. We had a great time. They all, like, enjoy all the songs, and of course, they're really into their little party vibe out there too. So, you know, it was a great experience.
Right, and you into, you know, going out and partying, living it up. So that's a whole other atmosphere.
Oh, for sure, yeah, for sure.
Definitely another atmosphere. So now, just going back to performing, I know that you had first performed Cool Down while you were doing a show out of town. Tell me what that first reaction was like performing the song the first time versus what it's like now for you to perform it.
Man, I wish I knew specifically which show you were talking about, but every time that I have performed Cool Down, it's always been I've always got positive reactions from the turn up crowd and from the lyrical crowd, which is a great, which is a great standpoint for me because, usually you'll have the turn-up crowd, everybody knows the turn-up crowd is the niggas that enjoy niggas like Waka Flocka, maybe Gucci Mane, maybe they ain't really caring about what you're saying. They just care about that energy, that aggressiveness, that we want to, we want to have a good time and really feel ourselves. And then the lyrical crowd, there's niggas that's we want to hear what you're talking about. We want to hear you, you could have a nice little beat, but, if you ain't, you ain't Kendrick Lamar over here, then we really ain't vibing with you. But,
right.
Every time I perform that track, I've never had a single person to kind of deviate and be like, nah, that's whack. Never. It's always been he's turning up, he's getting it, and then what he's saying is hot. When I get to the lyrics and I'm giving them this is the energy I'm coming at y'all. So the vibe has definitely been great. I did it down in Miami at a showcase. I think it was with Gorilla Zoe and what's my homie name? It was Gorilla Zoe was there. My man Saha the Prince was there. Jalil Beats, you know what I mean? We was down in Miami at a convention. I did it there and shut the place down with that. I definitely got the respect that I deserve off the record. And then I think I had another showcase where we was in New York with DJ Envy. Of course the crowd in New York is one of the hardest places to even, to even get. So the fact that New York gave it back to me, even at Webster, we was at Webster Hall, we was at another club, I can't think of it right now, but turned it out, ripped the show down, and they just they love that record. Yeah, they love it.
For sure. And you mentioned the fact of lyricists and stuff like that, and I want to touch on that and tell you something. My boy Corey, who had was there with me when we did the interview in Philly, I was trying to tell him, I was like, yo, Driicky is a lyricist. He was like, I don't see it. I'm like, okay. Dude, I told him, I said, do me a favor. Go listen to his mixtape and listen thoroughly to it. And then you call me back. He calls me back. He's like, yo, Driicky is a lyricist. I'm like, duh, I fucking told you. What do you think I was talking about for the last month? And people don't realize it, but you really are spitting. Does it always does it seem to surprise you still that people aren't getting it, that you really got that pen game, or is it just it's,
you know what it is? I think I was having a conversation. It's so ironic, but I was just having this conversation with one of my peers the other day, and it's people, because nowadays people can't merge fun with lyrical, and that's what that's where I think I got slept on at, because my records, I don't always I have the records that's the deep records, I guess, with Letter to My Son, or records that are and even with the upcoming album there are going to be deep and more heartfelt records, but people don't always equate lyrical with fun. So when they get the vibe of the record, they tend to not vibe out and listen to the lyrics, because you're not talking about, how it was so hard on the block, and me and my mom was on welfare, you know what I mean? You don't and those records are powerful records, but you can still have fun and be lyrical too. So when I'm doing stuff, I tell people all the time, did you really listen to Snapbacks and Tattoos, or did you listen to the bunch of A sounds and the hook? You know what I mean? Because for a nigga to be I feel as though Snapbacks and Tattoos was this, that, and the third. Nah, my nigga, you don't. I analyze the rap. I study hip-hop. I study culture. There's not even, and I can just put this out there because I really still strongly believe it. There's not a person that's freestyled on that record, celebrity or not, that's outdone me on that record. Lyrically or flow-wise. There's not. They either copy my flow because they couldn't provide their own, or they would rhyme and whatever, like snack food and big fat dudes or whatever. They like, you know what I mean? It wasn't even like, but like even getting into it, it's like people don't equate the funness with like you go into some of the records off of the mixtape. What Angry Birds. That was another one that it's too fun for them to get the lyrics. Faster, that's one of the ones that they like, yo, that's, you know what I mean? But it's like, I guess the vibe has to, and my thing I have to change who I am as a person to sacrifice who I am as a person, as an artist, just to try to give y'all what y'all want. Now we're going to compromise. I can jump down and maybe we can get more serious into it if y'all really want to get that guttiness. But at the same time, I'm always going to be who I am. So, you know, I'll take whatever criticism, good or bad, that the fans have to say, but I'm going to continue to be me at the end of the day.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, you got to, because, I mean, clearly you're doing something right, especially the fact that these records are buzzing. Like, everybody was like, oh, where's Driicky? Where Driicky at? But then once they said, oh, what happened? He fell off. Once you drop that shit, all that shit on Twitter fucking burned. I don't even think you realized it, but ain't nobody said, oh, that record ain't hot. I was like, would y'all think this was a joke? You think labels sign joke artists now?
Yeah, word. You know what I mean? And I think that, like, I think that with the momentum that Snapbacks and Tattoos had, you know what I mean? For this probably be the last time I bring it up, because now we're not even focused on records as in the past, but, you know, I still have to give credit that it was the biggest record so far until these new records come out. But, you know, I think when people see that you're on such a large pedestal with that record, I had so much channeling against me, because, first of all, the record grew way bigger than my name did. You know what I mean? A lot of people were like, Snapbacks and Tattoos, that's my song. I don't know who the artist is, but so they didn't get to connect with me. So that was one thing that I was battling. Then the people that actually connected it, like I said previously, they were like, well, this is just a materialistic whatever. Okay, cool, whatever. If that's how you feel, then cool. The song went platinum. It still sold more than your favorite artist did, but it's all good though at the end of the day. And then battling after that, especially, you know what I'm saying, it fueled my fire more, because like, yo, you don't got another one though. You don't got. That's like a person going to a baseball cage and the new guy hits a home run, the first strike, and you're like, nah, but you don't got another home run though. I'm telling you, son. And then when you come out, like, okay, cool, let me show you this. Cool, and you get another home run again. Then you know, of course they're gonna be like, oh man, he's really good. He's not just bluffing. So right now I'm in that stage where we're batting up. I'm about to show them that, you know, we got more home runs in the hits, and it's good energy though. I don't ever take it as hate or criticism, because if people are just saying these things to actually see, can you do better, then cool. Let me challenge myself and see if I can do better as well, to prove to y'all that I can do better. So, you know, it's all good.
Definitely. So now, I've been hearing word around the street is that you got Snoop on the album. Is this true? What's from here?
I wouldn't say that, like, I got Snoop on the album. What I will tell people is that me and Snoop Dogg do a record. Yes, we did do a record. Is the record fire? Yes, the record is fire. It's definitely, you know, it's definitely one of those records that take me back to like Snoop was definitely Snoop Dogg on this record. Like, I know he calls himself Snoop Lion, and that's cool too, but he definitely brought it back to, yo, you know, rolling down the street, you know, that's Snoop Dogg, you know what I mean? Like so he definitely captivated me with this, so I had to go hard in the record. But will it be on Success by the Gram? I'm not sure. Shout out to my man Tila too, because my man Tila, that was, you know, it's his record, and like, you know, as well, and he did his thing on that record. But we all collaborated, and Jazzy Faye, excuse me, I don't mean to be skipping out great artists and great people, but it's like, you know, the Jazzy Faye is on the hook, and he, you know what I'm saying, and the beat is crazy. Snoop did his thing, Tila did his thing, I did my thing. It's a great record, and I can't wait for it to release, but I don't know if it's going to be on Success by the Gram, though.
Would you like it if it was up to you, or? Oh,
for sure. Like, you know, for sure, because, you know, the record is just, you know, it's a solid record. You know what I mean? If you know, if they, you know, wanted it to be on Success by the Gram, I would have no problems about that.
Definitely. So now you shot a video for Shut It Down, right? Featuring I Am Sue. Right.
I sure did.
How was what was shooting that video like? How's this one going to be different visually than the previous videos that you've done?
Well, most of my videos on the come up have been done by Rock Davis and Itchy House Productions, and shout out those guys, man. We've always did great work. But right now we're stepping up to the upper echelon right now because, shout out to my man Clifton Bell. And if you guys are not familiar with Clifton Bell is the guy that shot J. Cole's Workout. He shot J. Cole's also the Can't Get Enough video. He shot 60 Racks for Jim Jones, and you can check all of his credentials. He shoots top-notch quality videos, some of your favorite artists' videos. I mean, those are the ones I can think off the top of my head, but of course he shot way more. Like most of your favorite artists' videos that you've seen, he's probably done it and visualized it and put it together. So he's a great visionary for the project. And it's so funny that you said that because just like everybody else, I've been dying and waiting to see the video, and he only showed me a rough draft today. I mean, maybe an hour before you called me, I just checked out the Shut It Down video, rough draft. The rough draft of the video is killing niggas. Like, I'm not even going to front. Like, the rough draft, that's how I know that he's such a visionary. He hears these records, and he doesn't like take them and be like, oh yeah, this is some guy, some rapper. Like, we connected on set. We actually built up a great rapport. Like, you know what I mean? He's a really cool dude, and we caught that little chemistry, and he heard my record. He was impressed by the record, and he actually volunteered to be the video director. So I thought that was important that he rose to the occasion. So he visualized it, pieced the masterpiece, and I cannot wait for everybody to see it. And of course, we're going to showcase it on 106, and we're going to have it on MTV. So everybody get ready for that. Shut It Down, because that's exactly what I'm doing out here.
Definitely. I mean, you know what, and you got to, and you're going to, because it's going to be a dope album. And I've been telling people, wait on it. Drake, this is going to be a dope album. And I'm glad. Honestly, I'm going to say this to you, Drake, and I even told this to Mel. I'm glad that y'all are taking your time with this and not rushing to put this out, because you got real talent, not like these people who just throwing out ratchet music. That's cool. That's great. I love it. I get it. It's cool, though. But
right.
Not everybody wants shit.
Right. Everything has a place in hip hop. If people decide that that's the type of music that they want to do, then that's cool for them. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, any type of talent that can help feed your family, cool, to capitalize off of it. But me personally and myself, I know, like you just said, and I thank you. I know my artistry and I know my potential and I know my worth. So it's that I don't want to give anything. I don't want to push anything out that's less than that quality, that's less than me giving 100%. If I gave 100% and the fans or whoever still don't like the album, then okay, you know what I mean? But at least I know at the end of the day I gave it 100%. So, of course, I wasn't going to just rush my work for anybody, because I want them to hear it and be like, yo, wow, I was really thrown off out of the direction. I was this track, the intro. The intro. I mean, I ain't gonna get into that, but just a whole bunch of creative pieces is being put into success by the Gram, and I just want everybody to just take the album, receive from it, and give me their most purest thoughts on it.
Definitely. Now, I did see a tweet, because I love Twitter. I did see a tweet where you were talking about the intro track.
Yeah, the intro track,
tell me,
man, I want it to be a secret. I know you don't want to get into that, but I want it to be a secret. I really want it to be a secret. The only thing that I can let people know about this intro, I'm very proud. That's I'm not going to, because I don't want everybody to be like, yo, okay, did he just put it all into the intro and then the rest of the album? No, never that. So it's songs on it. It's like every song I put my all into is different directions on every track. So you're not going to get you're going to get an overall thing, but you're going to get bits and pieces of who Driicky really is and how it was for me to grow up and where I'm at with it now, and fun. And like I said to everybody, you're going to laugh with me, cry with me, everything. You know what I'm saying? You'll understand what it is. But the intro, it seems, I would say that it does theme the album, and it picks you up the speed of a past to present feel. So it's it catches you up in one song of what's going on in my life and what I really care about in my life. And it talks about the people that I, really deal with, whether it's family, friends, business partner, old business partners, old associates, and it puts them all into this, how I view, and it tells the truth. One thing that I'm always going to be honest in my music, so it tells the truth about these situations and how I've overcome them and how I am as a man moving forward.
Definitely. Now, with that, do you ever feel like, especially for the album, do you ever feel like it